Arsenal player ratings versus Manchester City as Timber and Gabriel Super B, Martinelli shows quality. Arsenal were held to a 2-2 draw in the most devastating of circumstances at the Etihad Stadium. The game got off to a no-fault start for the Gunners, who were behind when Erling Haaland ran straight through the heart of the defense to poke beyond David Raya. Ilkay Gundogan then struck the post with a free kick, and it looked as though Arsenal were in for a long afternoon. They began to find their feet though and equalized through a stunning strike from the edge of the box by Riccardo Calafiori after a quickly taken free kick. As the first half ticked into stoppage time, Gabriel then rose highest to score from a Bukayo Saka corner for a second consecutive game. Arsenal appeared to be in control, but with seconds remaining in the half, Leandro Trossard was shown a second yellow card for kicking the ball away. That set up a second half almost entirely of attacks versus defense. The Gunners looked like they had done enough to hold out for a famous 3 points, but with seconds to go, John Stones poked home the devastating equalizer. David Raya, impressive shot stopping when called upon. His save from Haaland's second half in particular was impressive. Some resolute time wasting in the second half too. 8. Gerian Timber kept Doku quiet for the vast majority of the first half. When Savina switched to his side in the second period, the Brazilian got no joy despite being a real menace in the first period. 8. William Saliba couldn't really be blamed for the goal, showed some Super B composure at times, great defense of his box for the whole second half. 7. Gabriel had a nervy start, got caught between marking Silva and Haaland for the goal and did neither. Grew into it though, yet another Super B contribution from a corner. Second half his defending was excellent. 8. Riccardo Calafiori. Let's start with his goal, which was Super B. Away from that though, the Italian was not always convincing, caught out for the goal and showed a tendency to dive in on occasion, not quite as solid as the rest of the back four. 6. Thomas Partey, a little poor for the goal as was easily dragged out of position. After that, recovered to have an impressive game. Defensively excellent in the second half when on a yellow and showed great composure on the few occasions Arsenal got the ball. 7. Declan Rice, in an unfamiliar role on the right side of center midfield, his defending in the 4-4-2 was good, worked himself into the ground. 7. Bukayo Saka, should have been a huge day for him getting the captain's armband in such a big match. Instead was unfortunate to be sacrificed at halftime. While on the pitch, his corner delivery was sublime though. 7. Gabriel Martinelli worked himself into the ground of the ball as he always does. This time he had the quality on the ball to match. Some impressive delivery down the left-hand side and great dribbling. 8. Leandro Trossard. His second yellow was harsh and changed the game. Prior to that, the Belgian had been relatively quiet and missed a decent chance that had been laid on for him by Martinelli. 6. Kai Havertz worked himself into the ground for his team, some Super B doubling up to help Timber in the wide areas, set the tone for Arsenal's fighting performance by colliding with Rodri in the first seconds. 8. Substitutes. Ben White. Ben White was apparently struggling with an issue before the match, but showed Super B level after coming off the bench at the break, defended his box resolutely and with Super B alertness. 8. Jakub Kiwior did not put a foot wrong after coming on. The Arsenal backline looked much more secure down the left. 7. Gabriel Jesus. He came on too late for a rating. Miles Lewis-Kelly came on too late for a rating but was booked while still on the sideline.